Proposed resolution number 19433, a resolution reconsidering proposed resolution number 19399 as it pertains to authorizing acceptance of the engineer's certificate of completion, contractor's certificate and release, and contractor's certificate of guarantee for the Sabine Nature's Waterway Direct Pipe to serve the City of Port Arthur, and authorizing the city manager to sign the certificate of acceptance on behalf of the City of Port Arthur, Texas, and approval of final payment in the amount of $820,741.40. Project number WSI-004, account number 429-1258-532.59-00, requested by Councilmember Richard. Councilmember Swati.
Make a motion.
Councilmember Frank.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve proposed resolution number 19433. Questions? Councilmember Lewis.
Yes, this item here, it ended in a tie. I requested, what has happened, there's a water line that was put in to Chenier, and when you got along MLK, the vibration did damage to the homes over there. And the company has adamantly been refusing to settle these claims. It said it's in a new edition. And the claims are not that great, okay? They've been adamant about what I did. I went and I talked to David Bersen. I got David Bersen to work with these citizens, and he's going to try to mediate the program, try to get them some kind of monies. It's not going to be that much money. So what I offered last week, the company, we've been holding this money for 6-7 months. They have flat refused to settle with these people. I had an amendment last week that we pay them $700,000. We withhold $100,000. Council refused to do it. So they voted down my amendment. So then we went back to the main motion. It ended in a tie. So it failed to pay these people. Now it's been brought back up again. All I'm asking that we pull this item and hold it for 2 weeks, give David Bersen an opportunity to mediate this particular case. He's not going to charge any money. He's going to do this pro bono. He's talking with the other groups of citizens over there. He's talking with the other one that has an attorney to try to get them to waive their fee. It's not a whole lot of money. They have done the vibration damage to sheetrock and the ceiling tile, and they said it's an old community. And what they were saying is not that much wealth over there, so they just want to ignore the people. They made millions. They made millions of dollars. Millions. All they need to do is just to settle, help these people with their claim, or it's not going to be a whole lot of money. It's less than $100,000. And they have made millions. But the council is sitting up here refusing. All we asking is for 2 more weeks, 2 weeks, to give David Bersen an opportunity to try to mediate this situation. And they are flat refusing to do it. Okay? That's what I am voting against paying these people. I'm voting to hold this for the next 2 weeks. I'm asking that we table this for 2 weeks. It's nothing going to happen. They're worried about, they met the obligation, the engineering reports and all this kind of, yes, all these things. But they flat refused. And their insurance company, they sent the claims to the insurance company and said, we don't owe them nothing. They flat refused to even look at it. That was a company located off of Denbo, Port Arthur. They had some vibration problems. They damaged the ceiling tile in people's homes. They damaged the sheetrock. I went over and talked to the company. They took care of it. Same thing happened down on Gulfway Drive. They had a vibration. Vibration, the way the type of soil we got here travel, it's going to damage you. Crack sheetrock. It's going to crack the ceiling tile. So they had another problem down there. Dropping the vibration created the problem. I went and talked to that company, Port Arthur. They took care of it. These people, they coming in this community, they're making their money, they're out of here. And the manager has been trying to work with them. Dr. Johnson has been trying to work with these people, trying to get these people to settle these small claims. They flat refuse it. They got all the experts coming in here. Guess what they're saying? Oh, that's old. Those cracks in the sheetrock been there. Those cracks in the ceiling tile, it's been there. That's an old community. We have no claims. They don't have any claims. Once we pay these people, and they're going to go toward the insurance company that flat refused to pay them already, and the manager been holding this for 6-7 months now, and they are flat refusing to negotiate with these people or to do some kind of a settlement. So all I'm asking the council, hold this for 2 weeks. If they talk about suing the city, tell them to take a number. Yeah, take a number. We got all kinds of lawsuits. Take a number. All we want to do is make sure these people are made whole. A threat of a lawsuit doesn't bother me one bit. I was working in a plant. A constable brought a lawsuit from a Peter Hall company. We all were being sued for $100 million.
Councilmember Lewis, would you get back on the resolution, please?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not worried about a lawsuit. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks. Let's hold this for 2 weeks and give David Bersen an opportunity to settle this.
Val?
In the middle of a motion, so you can go ahead if we're in the, did you make a motion? Did he make a motion? No? Okay, I'm sorry. We thought there was.
Yeah, I'd like a motion that we hold this out.
There was a motion. We're on questions.
Okay, was there a second?
Yeah. Who did the second? You did? Somebody, who did the second on this?
Questions. You said questions.
Wait, if there's I want to make certain that we had a motion and a second.
To get it on the floor, there was a motion and a second, so we're into questions now.
Okay.
So after everybody wants to speak,
Councilmember Lewis, I got it. Councilmember Hamilton?
Did you have a comment, or you?
The city secretary and I thought that he made a motion to table.
Yes, ma'am.
That is what I. Okay, so if he did not, that's fine.
Yes, ma'am. To the citizens, everyone on this council wants every citizen that had damage, possibly due to the construction from strike, to be made whole, or whatever that number may be. It could possibly be different for every single person. If we decide to pass this resolution to pay strike, it does not mean that Mr. Bersen or whomever else the citizens decides to ask for legal support, they still will have the opportunity to move forward. We do understand the concern of, if we make the payment, will they just leave town or not consider us anymore? Whether we pay them or not has no bearing on whether they decide to continue to seek counsel. Them, meaning the citizens that were harmed, still has every opportunity to seek their own counsel, whether we pay them or not. So please do not think that this council does not care about the citizens and them being made whole. That is not our intent at all.
Councilmember Richard?
Yes, I agree with both sides. Councilman Hamilton made some good points, and Councilman Bay-Lewis made some excellent points. But I do want on record that I do agree we should pay strike, but at the same time, we have to protect our citizens. And I don't have a problem waiting another 2 weeks if that's what it takes to get so that the attorneys can work out some kind of deal or do whatever they can to protect the citizens. It's all about doing the right thing for the citizens. They had a long time to try to settle this thing. They refused to do it. Now it's come to where it's a lot of pressure on them, and now they're beginning to they want to talk, thanks to Councilman Lewis and Councilman Scott working on that. So I don't have a problem giving them another 2 weeks. The next council meeting, we can move forward. If there's a lawsuit, then of course we have to pay them. So I don't have a problem waiting for that.
Val?
I can wait until Councilman.
Okay, Councilmember Scott?
Thank you, Mayor. Again, we're back to our citizens in Port Arthur not being treated fairly. The thing that we can do, and the thing that we have done, is held this money. And now that the citizens have some representation, legal-wise, there are some things capable of happening for them to receive money or have their claims paid out. So one of the things that's been very popular is us holding this money. Now, if they're going to file a lawsuit. We're talking about a company made over $16 million on this project, okay? $16 million on this project. And I don't think they're going to sue us. Now, if it comes to the point that they sue us, we can go into legal, whatever route we need to go in the legal term, we can go into that and still not be sued. Because these people are not going to sue us. All the money they've made, yes, the money is due to them, but the only strength we've had is holding this money until they take care of some of these citizens. They have not gone out and talked to these citizens individual at all. Now they're talking to their legal people to try to get something done. 2 weeks will not make any difference holding this money or not. Not at all. They can't file a lawsuit on us in 2 weeks and get it done. So holding the money for 2 more weeks is just showing the citizens that we are still with you, okay? And we're going to go to the extreme before we allow this money to be given to them. And the extreme is if they go to file a lawsuit on us, then we'll take the legal actions that we need to take. But 2 weeks holding this money would not hurt us at all. Again, it's all about the citizens, and we have to take in consideration, yes, they may file a lawsuit, but what about our citizens? What about the citizens? Thank you.
Councilmember Swati.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, there's a lot of information regarding this matter, and everyone's bringing the information out differently, saying it differently, expressing it differently, and we're kind of moving away from the facts of the case. The facts of the case are very simple. We've hired Strike to do some work. Did they complete the work? Yes, they did complete the work. Do we owe them money for the work they completed? Yes, legally we owe them money for the work they completed. Now, due to their work, did they cause damage to citizens' houses? Yes, some citizens' houses were damaged because of their work. Are we responsible? Now, when I say we, I mean the city of Port Arthur. Is the city of Port Arthur responsible for the damage that was caused to the citizens' houses? No, the city of Port Arthur is not responsible for that damage. Strike is responsible for the damage. Their insurance company is responsible for the damage. Are they withholding money? Are they not wanting to pay those citizens? Yes, that is true. They are not wanting to pay those citizens for the damage that caused to the houses. So what is their recourse? We live in America, ladies and gentlemen. The recourse is our legal system. They will hire their attorneys and they will sue Strike. They will take them to court and they'll file any claims they have against for whatever damage was caused to those houses. Now, as a council member, you all have elected us to handle the city's money as good stewards. Now, Councilman Scott, Councilman Lewis feel like 2 weeks is not a lot of time. Nobody's going to sue us in 2 weeks, but they don't work on their legal team. Nobody in this room works on Strike's legal team. So I'm not going to think what they're going to be doing. I know that they have already threatened to sue us. As of right now, they have said if we don't pay them their money, they're going to sue us. So having that in consideration, I owe them $820,000. Do I have any reason to hold that money back? Not at all. No legal reason to hold the money back. No legal reason. Legally, I have no leg to stand on by holding Strike's money back for another day. Should I pay them their money? Yes, I should pay them their money. Now, as far as helping the citizens get their claims put in place, get their right representation, Councilman Lewis and Councilman Scott are already on it. They've been working on it. They found him, David Bersen. He's a very good qualified attorney. David Brensen's already talking to Strike and those people. But ladies and gentlemen, what you have to understand is what the city of Port Arthur has to pay Strike and what Strike needs to pay these citizens are completely two separate things. They cannot be mixed together. And if we don't pay them this money, we will get sued, and then we're just going to have to pay more money on top of the money we already owe them for getting sued and not paying them the money. This is the reason why I haven't brought this matter on the agenda, but I am in the complete opinion that we should not hold their money any longer. If Strike, at the end of the day, decides to pay the citizens any money, it's not dependent on whether we pay them or not. We have to pay them because they did the work for us, and we've contracted them to do the work, and we owe them the money. That's all.
Val?
I just want to reiterate that normally when we have legal issues, that those are things that we discuss in executive session, and we normally don't discuss legal theories and things like that, because that may put us in a position of weakness in the event of a lawsuit. However, I think the council has been advised maybe 3 to 4 meetings in executive session what the risks are, but I just want to reiterate a basic concept with regard to construction contracts that I think we just need to make clear. And I know we're kind of beating a dead horse, but I want to make sure that we understand. Whenever the city has a construction contract and the city does not perform the work, we go out for bids for a contract, for a vendor to perform a contract. In this particular construction contract, when we have the bid that goes out, we tell the vendor in any type of construction contract, these are our requirements. One of the requirements is that the vendor have insurance for any type of third-party injury that will result, or third-party claim that will result from their work. So just go to another scenario, if you'll just bear with me. I've hired you to build a building. The city has hired you to build a building. In order to secure that, we have bonds and insurance. But we also require, when you bid the project out, that you provide us with your insurance. So if somebody gets hurt, if there's any type of damage residual to the contract, something that is not part of the specs of what you've been asked to do. It's just like, with our homes and things like that, that there be insurance coverage. So when we bid the project out, we protect everybody right there with the insurance. So you cannot even be awarded a contract without having insurance. With that being said, in all of our contracts, we have insurance for when things happen, for the, like the commercials say, the what ifs of life. In this particular contract, and I just want everybody to, know the whole story. In this particular contract, all the insurance was secured from the beginning. And Strike has, just like any other contract, I'll just speak generally, there is insurance. And there is an indemnification clause that if something happened, the city would be held harmless. Those are all standard things. There have been some third-party things that have happened, and those things will fall under the insurance policy. So just like any other incident, if something happens, that will be handled through the insurance company. The difference is what we're here today, and I just want to make sure that everybody understands what this resolution is. It has nothing to do with the insurance policy if someone was injured. This is to pay them for the work that they've done. And unless we have something wrong, that they did not follow the specs or they were not on time, then that is the obligation. And we are without warranties if we do not execute the acceptance documents. So I just, again, I'm kind of just making sure that everybody understand that you hired somebody to do a job. We protected it with bonds, insurance, and so forth. And I think the city is very concerned about making sure everybody's being treated fairly, but that the resolution of this issue falls under the insurance policy. And again, we've talked about the notices and what could happen. Again, it's for the council, has to weigh this, but we have been given notice, and I think I've advised you on what the risks are. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear, that we're still talking two separate issues, and that if anyone is harmed, that insurance policy is there for their protection.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott, your light's on.
Thank you. Again, we're back to about time, okay? We're back on time. Councilman Swati spoke about we need to do this now. City Attorney, you talk about doing it now. It's all about time. What moves have they made, City Attorney, for suing us? Just by word of mouth, they've told you that they're going to file suit. Have they put the process in place of actually suing us, or what?
They've sent us a letter letting us know that we're in breach, that they believe we're in breach. They've given us the notice letter, so they have taken the first step.
Okay.
And so then again, if I wanted to go into any further, this is a little unusual what we're doing in open session. Legal advice is normally done in executive session, but I have advised you and shown you the documentation of what we have.
Right.
And again, it's a what if, but you want to be wise in your decision.
It's a what if situation. Okay, and we're still talking about time. It's a what-if situation. And the letter that you got, they have not even made any moves to file suit on us. So, like I said, it's all about the time. It's all about if the 2 weeks will harm us or not. And right now, I feel that the 2 weeks will not harm us.
Can I respond? Just briefly, and I respect what you're saying, but in any time when we get sued, we don't know till the constable shows up. That could be at any point. So we've told you about the letter, and
Yes.
it's just a what if. We don't know, but we don't know the next step would just for that to happen. But
And
again,
then-
if we have any other legal issues, I think executive session would be better.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Val. That's true.
All right, thank you.
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes. And you all have listened to this and saying that this is not the responsibility of the taxpayer. That is nowhere near the truth. This is a city-run project. If anybody gets sued, we're going to be included. Taxpayers are going to have to pick up the expense. Now, what has happened, Chenier, they put up the money. They put the money up. They escrowed the money. That's all they did. The city, this is a city-run project. The city hired the contractors and everything. City controls the payouts and everything. This is a city contract. If they sue, they're going to sue the taxpayers. Okay, for this blunder. This thing about yes, they're supposed to have insurance. Yes, they're supposed to be bonded. You've heard me state that they have flat refused. They supposed to send their experts here. This is an old community, these old houses. Their experts that's told the insurance company, they don't have any claims. So if we release this money, we have lost our leverage. We are elected officials by the voters. So what's going to happen? Once we release the money, we've lost the leverage, and it may be 6 months, 2 or 3, 4, 5 years. What they're trying to do is to force that community to have to go and hire attorneys out of their pockets. They want to shift the burden. If they shift the burden on the taxpayer, and shift the burden on the citizen, on their individual claims, they may not be able to afford the attorneys. They've looked at that community. That's an old community. That community was built and developed after World War II. Most of those old military, the government built homes and was sold. So their leverage is refuse them, deny them, shift the burden on them. It's kind of like you go to court sometime, the corporation got the big lawyers, they'll get a favorable ruling, shift the burden on the plaintiffs. Now the plaintiffs got the burden of appealing. Hopefully they'll give up. But this is burden if it's going to be shared by the taxpayers. We are the city of Port Arthur. This is a city-run project. It's a city-owned project. Chenier just put up the money and say, you all run it. And if I find it interesting, if it's not our project, if it's not the taxpayers' project, there was the engineering company, they hired some contractors. Guess what? There was a bid dispute. Everything was overturned. You know why it was overturned? Because the city of Port Arthur is the owners of the project. Everything was overturned, and the contract was awarded to another company. Chenier, the engineering firm, was out of it. They didn't have the authority. By contract, they did not have the authority to award that contract to that particular company. The city had to be involved. So they voted the contract. We had to get involved and awarded the contract. It is the taxpayers run contract. 2 weeks is not going to hurt anybody. 2 weeks will not hurt anybody. May get somebody's feelings hurt because they can't have their way, but it's not going to hurt anybody. And I'm for tabling this.
Councilmember Richard, you have a motion on the floor to table?
It's his item.
Okay, okay. You're either for tabling or you're not. Councilmember Richard, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
I've called you. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Respond.
Thank you, Mayor. I do. I want to make a motion to table this.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Yes, I second.
It's been moved and second that we table proposed resolution number 19433. City Secretary, would you do a roll call for the table, please?
Councilmember Frank?
No.
Councilmember Hamilton?
No.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Moses?
No.
Councilmember Richard?
Yes.
Councilmember Scott?
Yes.
Councilmember Swati?
No.
Mayor Prince?
No.
Table fails.
Thank you. We will go back to the original resolution. It's been moved and second that we approve proposed resolution number 19433. City Secretary, would you do a roll call for the vote, please?
Councilmember Frank?
Yes.
Councilmember Hamilton?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
No.
Councilmember Moses?
Yes.
Councilmember Richard?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott?
No.
Councilmember Swati?
Yes.
Mayor Prince?
Yes.
Measure passes.
Thank you. And because we've got public hearings that you couldn't start before 6, but it's after 6, and I know that our citizens are sitting in the audience waiting for the public hearings, we can do that, and then we'll come back to, if you all don't mind, the other portion of the agenda.